If you watch comedian Sacha Baron Cohen's Borat films, you might think Kazakhstan looks like this, when in reality, it actually looks like this. Yes, the Borat films might be tongue-in-cheek and satirical, but a lot of people are now asking, are they racist? Sacha Baron Cohen's sequel to his 2006 film Borat has been released to rave reviews. Cohen has brought back one of his most successful characters to investigate attitudes in the US around conspiracy theories, racism, and the coronavirus. The Borat character himself has always been ethnically and culturally vague. He looks somewhere between Middle Eastern and Eastern European, speaks with a mashup of foreign accents, and is completely ignorant of the most basic Western cultural norms.
Wow, you are very strong. Oh, very nice. You have a nice physique.
To his fans, Cohen is a genius who uses this ridiculous character to expose the racism and ignorance of Americans who believe he's a real person. And that mostly works. But there's just one problem. Borat claims to be from Kazakhstan. And Kazakhstan is a real place, with real people and a real culture. As a small, former Soviet bloc country, little is known about Kazakhstan in the popular Western imagination. So, when blockbuster films like Borat and its sequel are released, it's actually these crude jokes and stereotypes that come to be associated with the country.
Kazakhstan now is a similar place to Australia. Women are permitted to travel on the inside of bus, and the age of consent have been raised to 11 years old.
In the Borat films, Kazakhstan is presented as a culturally backward society where rape, pedophilia, and incest are normal, where women are treated like animals, and where anti-Semitism is fundamental to the culture. In fact, Borat's fictional home village was created by tricking a small, impoverished community in Romania into being filmed for little to no money, for which they later tried to sue him.
Please say hello to Borat!
Is satire still successful if you can only expose one group's prejudice by subjecting others to racist ridicule? Cohen's defenders say that this is clearly satire and that the jokes are so outrageous that no educated person could truly believe them to be true. But the tropes in Borat already play on the racist stereotypes and biases many viewers already have about a Muslim country, particularly with regard to the treatment of women and anti-Semitism.
Normal Kazakh plague questionnaire. In the last week, have you been in the presence for more than 15 minutes of any Jews?
Yes,
And in the absence of any real knowledge about the country, these are the ideas that stick in an audience's mind.
When will the journalist come to interview me?
This is me.
You are a journalist?
Angela from Channel 10, journalist like you.
But you are a woman.
Yes, they allow that here. They don't allow that in Kazakhstan.
We say to let a woman be a journalist is like to let a monkey fly a plane. Very dangerous.
So, how are women actually treated in Kazakhstan? International Women's Day is an official state holiday in Kazakhstan, and in 2016, Save the Children ranked Kazakhstan 30th out of 144 countries, placing it ahead of countries such as the US and Japan. Kazakhstan's first female presidential candidate, Dania Yespayeva, ran in the country's 2019 presidential election. Women represent over 20% of local representative bodies and almost half of all officials in the judiciary sector. Another ongoing joke in the Borat movies is about horrific anti-Semitism in Kazakhstan. The reality, however, is different. Kazakhstan actually served as a haven for Jews during the Holocaust, with thousands fleeing the Soviet Union to settle there in the early 1940s. Kazakhstan actually has a thriving Jewish community with around 20 official representative organizations, as well as their own day schools.
Really, Kazakhstan is something special. I believe that Kazakhstan is a model. A model supposed to be copied in different countries also. Kazakhstan really believes in peace.
A famous synagogue in Kazakhstan is named after Rabbi Levi Yitzchak Schneerson, who was exiled there from Ukraine, where he was a chief rabbi. Jews from all over the world travel to Kazakhstan to pray at his grave. It's ironic that, as an outspoken critic of anti-Semitism, Sacha Baron Cohen is willing to casually demonize the history of a country that has actually protected and celebrated its Jewish community. In fact, Cohen recently gave a passionate speech criticizing Facebook and other social media platforms for not controlling dangerous misinformation. But is he doing the same?